व्हिडिओ सुरू करायच्या आधी पहिल्यांदा तुम्हाला हे जरा तुमच्या नॉलेजसाठी एक सांगतो. हे जीवर प्राणी दिसत हात जोडलेला, ह्या प्राण्यापासून दूर राहा. ह्या फोटोमध्ये खूप काही शिकायसारखं आहे. हा प्राणी तुम्हाला हातात दगड, धोंडे, लाठ्या आणि काठ्या घ्यायला लावतील, पण आपण मात्र पुस्तकावर ठाम राहावं लागेल, तर काही तर प्रगती होईल आपली. ह्या प्राण्यावर कृपया भरोसा ठेवू नका. आपण आपला व्हिडिओ स्टार्ट करू. वेलकम गाईज. Today we see about type of foundation. They are mainly classified as, first one is shallow foundation and second one is deep foundation. The shallow foundation is also classified as individual footing or isolated footing. Number second, combined footing. Number third, strip foundation. Number four, raft or mat foundation. And deep foundation is classified as pile foundation and drill shaft or caissons. Then what is shallow foundation? Shallow foundation is a type of foundation that transfers structural load to the earth very near to the surface rather than to a surface layer or a range of depth as does a deep foundation. The width of the entire foundation is greater than depth. Next point, shallow foundation are less technical, thus making them more economical and the most widely used for relatively light structure. Next point, footings are always wider than the member. Last one, structural load from a column or wall are usually greater than 1000 kilopascal. Next type is a shallow foundation type. First one is isolated footing. It is also called as single column footing. Next point, it is square, rectangular or circular in shape. Third point, each of its column gets transmit and distribute load towards the soil. Next point, sometimes this footing can be sloped or stepped. This type of footing is used when the structural load is relatively low, columns are widely spaced and the soil bearing capacity is adequate at shallow depth. This is isolated footing. This is the combined footing. First point, when more than column shares the same footing, this is called combined footing. Next point, when the spacing of the column is too restricted, then if isolated footing were used, they would overlap one another. Next point, when the load among the column is equal, the combined footing may be rectangular. Next point, when the load among the column is unequal, the combined footing should be trapezoidal. This is the point of the combined footing. This is the strap footing. When columns are connected to one another with the use of a strip beam. Next point, the general purpose of a strap footing is alike to those of a combined footing. Next point, where the spacing is possibly limited and or the columns are adjacent to the property line. This is the whole information about strap footing. This is the mat foundation. Mat foundation is also called as a rough foundation. It is single continuous slab covers the entirely of the base of a building. Next point, mat of foundation support all loads of the structure and transmit them to the ground. Third point, this type of foundation distributes the load coming from the building uniformly over a larger area. Next point, it is favored when individual footings are unfeasible due to the low bearing capacity of the soil. This is the mat footing. What is deep foundation? Deep foundation is a type of foundation that transfer building loads to the earth further down from the surface than as a shallow foundation does to a subsurface layer or range of depth. First point, a pile or piling is a vertical structure element of a deep foundation driven or drilled deep into the ground at the building site. Pile foundation is a type of deep foundation. Pile foundation relying on driven piles often have group of piles connected by a pile cap to distribute load that are greater than one pile can bear. Next point, pile caps and isolated piles are typically connected with grade beams to tie the foundation elements together. Lighter structural elements bear on the grade beam while heavier elements bear directly on the pile cap. This is the pile foundation. This is the second type of deep foundation, drill shaft. Drill shaft is also called as caissons, drill shaft, drill piles, cast-in drilled piles, or cast-in situ pile or borehole is drilled into the ground. The concrete is placed into the borehole to form the pile. Rotary boring techniques allow larger diameter piles than any other piling method and permit pile construction through particularly dense or hard strata. Construction methods depends on the geology of the site. Casing is often used when the sides of the borehole are likely to slough off before concrete is poured. Depending on the site geology, this can be rock layer or hard pan or other dense strong layers. Both the diameter of the pile and the depth of the pile are highly specified to the ground condition, loading condition and nature of the project. This is the whole information of type of and classification of foundation. Thank you. Please do subscribe.